Alright, in this video I'm going to show the basic UI that I've set up for the game and also the fonts that I'm going to use and how I generated them with the BMFont generator. I'll provide a link so that if someone wants to use it, they can download the program. But it's right over here, and you just select the font with some options and you can visualize what you've done, how it arranges your font so that it uses the texture space as optimally as possible. And then you export this as a TGA or what you need. And of course, you'll have to write your own font renderer for this, which I did. I used the example that they have on the web page. It had some source code, and I adapted it to suit my own purposes or my engine. But I use bitmaps to render the fonts. I guess you could also use some middleware that'll render the font natively by reading the actual font file. But it looks good enough with bitmaps. One thing I should mention is if you download a font, make sure it's either free to use in a commercial application or that you get a license for it, because you can't obviously use some fonts in commercial applications unless you pay a licensing fee. So that's BMFont or the BMFont generator. And here you can see the fonts that it generated. So when it comes time in the UI, I just fish out the letters that I need to whatever it is that I'm writing and then display them. Also, I'll show the bitmap. It's pretty preliminary, but this is just the start of what I'm showing for the user interface. Of course, as time goes by, this is all going to get filled up with more user interface elements, but this is just a start. It's the basic game screen, and that's what I'm going to show next in the video, all this implemented in the game. Here you can see the in-game UI up and running, and as you can see also the bitmap fonts that I showed earlier, as well as some of the graphics, and you can see the PowerPoint power-up running at the bottom, which is now expired. So this is just the basic UI. Eventually I'll build it out into more of the menu system for this game, and I can show the button here depressing. So eventually that button will lead to another menu that I haven't implemented yet, but eventually it'll respond. So that's basically the in-game UI in a nutshell. I'll be showing more of it as I write more of the components for it. I guess I could have used some sort of middleware to speed up the UI, but instead I chose to write my own components, which is probably in keeping with the engine since I did write my own engine. But for now, that's what I have to show, and I'll keep posting updates as I finish things on my task list. Thanks, and bye.